Before moving to Los Angeles, I'm sure you're doing your research, like watching YouTube videos of what it's like to live here. Now, we all have some sort of idea of what LA is like because we've seen it so many times on TV, in the movies, but we've got the entertainment industry here, and they're really good at sugarcoating of the lifestyle here. In this video, we're going to go over 5 things that you really should know about, things that you may not be aware of before moving to Los Angeles. Now, there are so many different areas in LA, different neighborhoods. There are cities within the city of Los Angeles, but these 5 things are going to be true no matter where you live in Los Angeles. So you're going to want to make sure you stick to the end of these videos because this will definitely help you out of having a better idea of what it's like before moving here. Now, of course, we've got the great outdoors. We've got beautiful weather. People are doing yoga, going to the beach, healthy lifestyle. All of that is very true. We've got a huge influx of the entertainment and technology sector here through Silicon Beach. And there are a lot of people moving here. But I talked to a lot of people after they had made the move, and there were certain things they didn't realize, and we are going to reveal those things right now. The first thing on the list is that time moves differently here. Now, it's kind of an odd thing to say because we're all on a 24-hour clock, 365 days in a year, but Los Angeles is different. We're going to start off with the seasons here. And you're going to say, well, what's that have to do with time? Well, it has a lot to do with it because we don't have many seasons in Los Angeles. Sometimes you can't tell the difference between winter and spring. Summer, you can get a little bit of a difference, but it's sunny and sunshine and beautiful weather, sun about 300 days a year, if not more. So you don't really have these seasonal pivot points in a calendar where you're like, oh, it's spring, it's summer, it's fall, it's winter. And so time just kind of all comes together. The whole feeling, the whole calendar year, everything just blends together. You're reminded here and there by your holidays that come up. But weather-wise, you really don't feel it. Now, that's not to say we don't have rain and storms here. We do. In fact, this last winter, we've experienced some more activity, more rain and storm activity than we have in many years. But in general, you're going to experience just kind of this overall 60 degrees, 70 degrees, 80 degrees, and that's kind of it. So you really don't get the idea that the calendar is just kind of flipping pages to the next month because it all feels the same. And this does have a great effect on the lifestyle here in LA because we're not gearing up for any particular seasons. You're not having to pull out your winter clothes or put away your winter clothes. You're not having to scrape ice off your windshield. You're not having to wipe off your muddy boots before coming in the house. You're not having to bundle up your kids before taking them out to school or some errands or an outing or whatever. It's all kind of the same here. And so some people, that's kind of boring because people miss the seasons depending on where they're moving from. But for me, I think it's amazing. You got blue skies, sunny skies, and again, near perfect weather just to enjoy the outdoors and not really let any of the weather affect you. So your sense of time just gets thrown off. Now, we also have a couple other factors that make you feel like time moves differently here. And that is kind of the push and pull about the hustle and grind versus the chill and relaxed nature of what Los Angeles brings. A lot of people move here to make it big. Entertainment industry, tech startups, entrepreneurships in all different fields. And there's a real hustle and grind here. People from all over the world go to Los Angeles to make it big. Then there's another aspect where people come here and the people that live here are kind of in chill mode, move a little bit slower. Again, a lot to do with the weather and the seasons. It's just so beautiful out that it makes you stop and just kind of take it all in and not having to feel like you have to hustle. You've got beautiful coastlines that you can go visit and just relax at the beach. It's just a casual mentality here in Los Angeles. There's a lot of big cities like New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, more big cities that people are just go, go, go. And it's not necessarily a sense of relaxation and just, hey, chill. We've got time because you do have time. Again, it goes back to the seasons. You don't have to get things done before the storms and the snow and the hail and the ice and all that stuff. You've got time. So that's another reason why time moves differently here. Now, another big concept of time is commuting and traffic. Now, when you move to Los Angeles, if you watched any of my other videos, you know I talk about traffic a ton because it's something you need to prepare for, which has a lot to do with time and how you move throughout the city. There really is no rush hour. There's more of free hour, and that's between like 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's your free hour because we pretty much have traffic all throughout the city between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. and picking back up between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. We've got this insane freeway system where you get to know the numbers real quick because you're going to spend a large portion of your day commuting to work or to friends' houses or to events or activities. and you're going to spend a lot of time on these freeways. And if you're not on the freeways, you're going to be stuck on traffic in the streets. So when we're talking about distance and how far something is, we rarely use mileage. We always talk about time. So when somebody asks you, how far away is XYZ place? We don't tell you it's 10 miles, 20 miles. We tell you, oh, it's 30 minutes, it's an hour and a half. No one even talks about mileage because it doesn't matter. There are times where I take an hour and 10 minutes to go 15 miles, which is insane. So just know that your concept of time is going to get warped. And if you're not used to sitting in traffic, you're probably going to be pretty angry at first. There are ways to get through it. Watch some of my other videos about the lifestyle in LA, where I talk about my tips and tricks about sitting in traffic and ways to enjoy it. I know that sounds crazy. As a reminder, I'm Dave Fine, a local real estate agent right here in Los Angeles with the Real Estate Dads. And my team and I love helping people make the move, relocate to Los Angeles. So you can contact us at the information below on this video or in the description of the video. And I am curious, if you are thinking about making a move here, comment below, let me know what areas you are thinking about, and I'll be happy to give you my opinions and advice on those areas. Now, this segues perfectly into our next topic, which is your neighborhood is your life. Now, Los Angeles is enormous. It's 500 square miles. About 4 million people live in the city of Los Angeles. And if you count the county, it's 10 million people. And if you just think about those numbers, it's kind of ridiculous. And the city is so sprawled out. Yes, we have a city center. We do have a downtown Los Angeles. It is growing in popularity. There's more and more reasons to go there, but it is not the focal point like many other big cities. There are so many other areas and neighborhoods and cities within Los Angeles that have their own centers, city centers, downtown centers, entertainment districts. And because downtown is not the main hub, because the city is so sprawled out, there is this lack of connectivity for people that live in Los Angeles. People that live in Santa Monica don't necessarily feel connected to people that live in Hollywood, and people that live in the San Fernando Valley don't necessarily feel connected to the people that live in downtown. And I can go on and on about how people live in different areas don't necessarily even think of or feel part of the community from other parts of Los Angeles. Now, that may sound kind of odd. I mean, we're all Los Angelinos, but if you ask someone where they're from in Los Angeles, it's rare someone's going to say, well, I'm from Los Angeles. They're going to tell you, I'm from Culver City. I'm from Hollywood. I'm from Beverly Hills. I'm from Los Feliz. I'm from the South Bay, Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach. I'm from the San Fernando Valley, Encino, Sherman Oaks, Woodland Hills, Burbank, Venice, Santa Monica. I can go on and on about the different pockets and the different areas in Los Angeles, and that's where you are from. You don't necessarily venture out too much into other parts of Los Angeles because going back to what I talked about in the first item about the traffic and how long it takes to get places, that is kind of a hindrance and a deterrent for you to get in your car and travel an hour or 2 hours just to get across the city, if not longer, to go see some friends or to go hit up a movie theater somewhere, that's not even close to you. Your neighborhood really becomes your life. So it's really important when you are going to make the move to Los Angeles that you factor that in, and that you realize where you are going to live is pretty much where you're going to spend most of your time. Now, you can say that wherever you live, but in Los Angeles, it really rings true. Because again, it just takes so long to get to other places. So if you're someone that likes the coast and the beach and feel like you're going to be there often, then you're going to want to make sure you are within a 30-minute drive of that, sticking in the West LA area. If you're someone that wants more of the suburban feel, then you're going to want to be probably in the San Fernando Valley, where it offers that kind of away from the grind, away from the hustle, and away from the scene in Los Angeles. If you're someone more in the arts community and kind of like that vibe, then you may want to think parts about Culver City, Los Feliz, Eagle Rock, Mount Washington, and those areas. So each area is going to give you its own vibe, and you're going to want to make sure you do your research, ask friends, family, your local real estate agent about what it's like to live your lifestyle in each of these neighborhoods, because that's where you're going to do your shopping. You're going to go for your entertainment. You're going to spend most of your time with friends and your neighbors and your family there. And I'll be honest with you, I've had friends and family that live on the other side of the city, and I don't get together with them that much because it just takes so long. You got to really plan out your day. And if you hit traffic where there's an accident on the freeway or they're doing construction, forget it. I mean, that 1 to 2 hours could take you 3 and 4 hours. It's insane. So sometimes you end up meeting in the middle, or you just really make a day trip just to go see a friend. It's not like, hey, let's pop over, hang out for an hour. It's like, no, we got to factor in half a day for that. So if you are thinking about making that move to Los Angeles, make sure you do check out my other videos on this channel where I talk about the lifestyle of various areas in Los Angeles. So again, before making that move here, you're going to definitely want to do your research to see what suits you, the type of lifestyle, the vibe you want when moving to Los Angeles, because it really will make a difference. And I promise that if you move to one area, you're not going to be spending a lot of time across the city. You're pretty much going to be staying within the area that you choose to live in. Now, it's a bonus if you can actually live, work, and play in the same neighborhood. That is rare, so we do have to commute for work. So it is a challenge to find that balance of finding a place to live somewhat close to where you work. And depending on budget and affordability, that may be difficult to do. Just keep in mind, you're going to be spending most of your time in the neighborhood you reside in. Okay, the third thing that you should know about Los Angeles is that our public transportation is pretty bad. It's gotten better. I will say that. I'll give Los Angeles credit where credit is due. They have gotten much better compared to 10 years ago and 15 years ago, but still, it is nothing like the systems you're going to find in New York, DC, Philadelphia, even Northern California. It's just not what we're built around here. We are a car culture. We're car centric. It's been that way since cars came around. The tire companies made sure of that. We built freeways instead of rail lines and subways. And so you need a car to get around Los Angeles. Now I'll go over some of the mass transit systems that we have here, but if anyone tells you you don't need a car in LA, I don't think they're necessarily being honest with you. Sure, you can get away with, if you live, work, and play in the same neighborhood, you can get away with not having a car. But for the most part, you're going to need one because our public transportation system doesn't really connect all parts of the city. It'll get you to one area, but then you're still going to either have to get an Uber, jump on a scooter, one of the scooters you can rent, Bird, Lyft, Metro has scooters now, taxi. You could walk or bike ride, but that may be a little bit of a distance because these transportation systems don't really take you where you need to go. They just kind of take you to this general area and just drop you off, and they don't really have anything that connects you. We have the exposition line, so you can get from Santa Monica, the coastal area, all the way into the downtown area. We have a small subway system, but again, it really doesn't connect you to big parts of the city. If you live in the San Fernando Valley, good luck. Really, you've got the orange line that takes you all throughout from west to east throughout the San Fernando Valley and into the downtown area. There's really no great connection between San Fernando Valley and West LA. For years, they've been talking about putting some sort of rail line right through the middle of the 405 freeway. I'll believe it when I see it. That would be a massive undertaking and really disrupt commuting for a long time. Maybe it'd be worth it, maybe not, I don't know. But they've been talking about that. But as of now, there's really no great connection. If you live in the South Bay, you've got a few lines. You got the Gold Line, the Blue Line, and whatnot. Those are above ground rails. You don't really have this connection through a mass transit system. Again, because the city is so sprawled out, and you don't have that car, you're most likely not getting to your exact destination. So if you have the idea, we're going to come here to live in Los Angeles and avoid all the traffic I had just gotten done talking to you about, it's not going to happen. So you're going to want to make sure you bring your car when you make that move to Los Angeles. Now that takes us to the fourth item on the list, and that is the healthy lifestyle we have here in Los Angeles. The reason I bring this up is because it's not like it's forced on you, but be prepared that it is a big part of living in Los Angeles, and you're going to see and hear people talk about their lifestyle choices and their healthy lifestyle choices. And to me, I think it's a great thing. We have a very active city here, whether you're along the coast and at the beach, surfing, playing beach volleyball, bike path, riding your bike along the beach. And we've got some great hiking trails all along the coast, Santa Monica Mountains. And we've got hiking trails in the San Fernando Valley, the Hollywood Hills, San Gabriel Valley. We're surrounded by mountains with great trails. And when you combine that with that fantastic weather, you just see people doing things outdoors. People are playing basketball outdoors. They're playing volleyball outdoors, running, jogging, riding bikes, swimming, baseball, any sporting activity outdoors. You don't have to worry about getting an indoor time gym during the fall and winter. And the active lifestyle is really encouraged here. A lot of people get together for evening walks or walks before work. And it's common for friends to get together for a quick run. We've also have a lot of choices when it comes to healthy foods. We've got great farmers markets all throughout the city, providing fresh produce from local farms, which is really awesome. Just kind of promotes, again, the healthy lifestyle. We've got smoothie bars, juice bars, we got salad restaurants. Not that salad is necessarily healthy and the only thing you should eat, but I'm just saying there's this really big push for having kind of fresh foods. There is a really big push in Los Angeles to have access to all these kind of healthy foods and healthy activities. And also spiritual and mental health is a really big thing here in Los Angeles. And it kind of has to be, again, because we do have that hustle side of things where people are always trying to grind and make it big in Los Angeles, that people need to feel the other side of it with the relaxation. So tons of people doing yoga, meditation, sound baths, and a lot of this is done outdoors, soaking up the sun. So when you make the move here, don't be surprised when your friends, your coworkers, your family are all encouraging you to join their outdoor activities or do some sort of group workout, because it is an actual thing here in Los Angeles. Now, if you made it to number 5 on the list, it's good you stuck it out, because this one's a big one. You've probably heard about it in the news quite a bit, and it may have cause for concern and a lot of questions because you're hearing so much about it. And that is the crime and homeless problem that we have here in Los Angeles. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of why crime happens and why we have so many homeless people. I'm just going to kind of lay it out there and explain what you can expect. This will really depend on where you live in Los Angeles, but there is no unaffected area of LA. So you're going to have crime, you're going to have engage with homeless population. Let's start with the homeless population. That has increased sizably when COVID, throughout COVID, and really hasn't decreased all that much. In some areas, we had basically these large encampments, these tent cities, we call them here, at Venice Beach, under your freeway underpasses, in the parks, you name it, and they were there, 10, 20, 30, 40 tents there. The city would put portable bathrooms and portable showers in these areas, kind of keeping the homeless people in these areas. And the real problems aren't really being addressed to fix the issue. We're just kind of putting band-aids on them. And so you could be living in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood. I mean, let's face it, the median price in Los Angeles is $1 million. So almost every neighborhood is a multi-million-dollar neighborhood these days. But you can, you're spending all this money on a house, and you're maybe, going shopping in a shopping district, and, right down the street or right down the block or right in front of the door, not in front of your house necessarily, but in front of the shopping district's door, you're going to see homeless encampments. And there's this weird juxtaposition where you've got a lot of money in Los Angeles, but you've got a lot of people that don't have money and that are very going through some really hard times and don't have houses. And it's a tough situation to be in. Sometimes the homeless element does spill into neighborhoods. They're doing like petty crime and petty theft, breaking into cars, and things like that. So when you make the move to Los Angeles, just be aware that you will encounter that large homeless population element that we have in LA. And I kind of tie everything back to weather somehow, but the homeless community ends up going to Los Angeles quite a bit because, one, there's quite a bit of resources, there's relaxed laws about it, and third, the weather is just kind of makes it easier for them to be in their tents. They don't have to worry about the rain, sleet, hail, ice, snow, all that stuff. So that's part of why there's a lot of homeless that come from other areas, other states to Los Angeles. Now, we'll go into the crime element. I'm not necessarily tying the two together, although there is a decent amount of homeless population that do commit petty crime and petty theft to make it by. But we do have a growing crime element in Los Angeles, and that really is going to be hard to escape too, no matter where you live. Multi-million-dollar neighborhoods, again, get affected. Sure, if you live in a gated community or if your house is gated, that's probably a different story. But if you're living in a regular, neighborhood, suburban neighborhood, whatever it is, there is a chance that you will experience crime, or at least know somebody that has experienced crime. Now, personally, I've been fortunate to where I haven't been personally affected, but I know neighbors and I know friends that have been. And it has gotten worse over the years. We do have, again, relaxed laws here in Los Angeles that allow for this. And again, there are deeper issues, but just know that when you move to Los Angeles that you can experience that. I'm not saying you're going to get, mugged on the street where you go, or your house is going to get burglarized or robbed, but I'm just saying to be aware that that is a big element in Los Angeles. And no, I definitely don't want to sugarcoat anything. You're making a big move to LA, and that you really should kind of know everything, including the bad things like this. So again, if you're thinking about making that move to Los Angeles, I know I ended it kind of on a poor note here, but if you're thinking about making the move, make sure you reach out to my team and I. We will be upfront and honest with you when handling your real estate needs. Again, I'm David Fine with the Real Estate Dads. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. Hit that like button, comment below. Our contact information is below on this video and in the description.